Good morning, everyone. I'm on my way to the gym at the moment. Today is a very special day because I'm meeting someone for the first time for his gym session. His name is Emeka. He might be the biggest natural I know. So it's going to be a very fun workout. He recently just competed this past year as well in UK DFBA. So it'll be quite good to talk about a little bit about it because I'm looking to compete next year. And he also has a 9-to-5 job, so we can relate to that. Although I think his job might be a bit more than 9 to 5 because he's in investment banking. But anyways, yeah, very exciting stuff. Hello everyone.
Hello.
Today I am here with
Emeka.
and we are going to do a push day session today. Chest, delt and triceps. Sunday morning. We both luckily normally hit our gym sessions in the morning on the weekends, get it out of the way. Emeka here is also a working professional and a bodybuilder.
Sadly.
Yeah,
sadly.
One day, bro. One day we can dream.
Full-time online coach.
Yeah, full-time online coach, personal coach,
Working
and
in Dubai.
bodybuilding. Yeah, literally selling online plans, in-person coaching, and just literally filming content. That is literally the dream.
Honestly.
That is literally a dream. First of all, gonna ask you to introduce yourself a little bit,
Yeah.
your background, your job, and maybe a little bit about kind of how long you've been training for.
Yeah.
Because I'll direct the people to your page,
Yeah.
and they'll be able to see, and I've told them beforehand already,
Yeah,
that
okay.
you are probably the biggest natural I know.
Am I? Maybe Elliot. Maybe Elliot's bigger than me. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But they don't have to know that.
Yeah. True. Okay, so guys, Emeka here. I work in investment banking. I've probably been training since the start of uni. So I'll say that's 7 years. It's been a long time. I like to train quite intense, low volume, heavyweight. And to me, like, that's how you grow because you can use 40 kilos for 30 reps.
Yeah.
You're going to grow. But you pick up 70s and do 4 reps. I think that actually makes you grow more.
Well, 40s for 30 reps. It's not like you can go to failure, but it's harder to go to true failure on 30 reps.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because if you're doing 7 reps, that eighth is only 12.5% of your set.
Yeah.
But if you're doing 30 reps, you're literally talking about 2%.
Yeah.
Or maybe 3%. And then you're thinking it's hard to judge whether you have 3% left in the tank as opposed to that 12.5%.
Yeah.
Because even if you get that half rep, you're already there.
Yeah.
And it's hard to go up in progressive overload as well.
Yeah. So I just like to train intensely. I competed in September 17th, so more or less, I think on stage I was 87, 88 kilos.
Yeah.
Currently I'm 100, so more or less just 12 kilos up in more or less 3 months. So
Yeah.
not bad rate of gain.
Yeah.
My goal will be to compete again, maybe March, April, May. Actually, I'm not sure. I'm thinking of doing it. Even if I don't compete, I'll try to get shredded again because I just enjoy being fat free. Oh.
Man, if you turn up to Notting Hill, absolutely shredded.
I should have. It is because when it was Notting Hill time, I went with my girlfriend for her birthday.
Yeah.
And I was so tired.
Yeah.
I think I was 4 weeks out.
No, but if you were 12%, for example, so you're lean.
Oh, it'd be crazy. It'd be fucking insane.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. But maybe the next day I'll probably do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just enjoy training to be honest. It's something where people complain that if you're working full time, you can't find the time to train, and I'm like, probably not true. You're probably just lazy.
Yeah.
And you probably just can't find the time to stick with it. For me, I know it has to be before work because after work, there's no way I'm going to train at 10 p.m. and I'm not going to train during my lunch break because you have to bring in all your stuff to work. It's long.
If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. And I can't stop myself from falling. And I can't stop myself from falling. And I can't stop myself from falling. And I can't stop myself from slowly, a little sympathy, I hope you can show me. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly, let me down.
Have you seen UKDFBA's new format?
I saw everyone was arguing about it. I didn't even read it. Yeah.
It's just like one big final show.
Oh,
it's just basically like no qualifiers.
That's it.
What
they should do is make the qualifiers and the final show close together.
Yeah.
To avoid that issue.
Yeah. Because the season's unnecessarily long normally, right?
Yeah.
What do you do for work?
What I do?
Yeah.
I work in investment banking, so I cover a lot of the big clients, so banks, insurance, exchanges, clearinghouses. So I work for like probably the biggest investment bank in the world. Depends who we talk to, but
yeah.
I think it's the biggest one. So I've been working there since January 22. Prior to that, I worked at Moody's in credit research for like a month. And then prior to that, into the RBC in the market risk. So I covered fixed income products and stuff. So enough of the boring finance stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think? When people meet you and you tell them you're working finance,
I just work in finance, but it's a weird one for me though, because I sit on the asset management side, and I sit on the ESG product development team. So I basically develop funds and work with like PMs and investment specialists, but I'm not actually a PM myself. So it's a bit weird because I tell people, I work in finance, because non-finance people, if you tell people, oh, you work in ESG, a lot of them have less idea. And then they're like, oh, what is that? And then you start having to go into it a bit.
So you're more like the product development side?
Product development for ESG funds. So like, I design basically the models for like every single ESG, pretty much every single sustainable fund we want to launch. Especially since I moved into this role. And also if there's any fund that needs repositioning.
That makes sense.
If any like framework regulations come out, that's me as well. So Emeka and I have fairly different training times during the day. So as he said, he gyms before work. I gym after work. So you gym probably what, like 5 a.m.?
5 a.m. So I get to gym for like 5:40.
Yeah. So I gym after work. So most days, what I can do, luckily, is I can get off at 5, come gym, and then go home and work more. Because there isn't, luckily, a culture where you have to stay till like 6 or 7. You can literally clock at 5, and then, but most of the time, you have a bit too much work in it. So like, you can't get the work you want to get done after 5, so then you just go back home and work a bit.
There's no kind of, like, you don't have to work to 10 p.m. It just so happens that the deadline is tomorrow, and you just happen to have to work to 10 p.m. So I go home sometimes I go home at 3, do some cardio, and then log back in, and then work to 9 or 10. There's not, I'd say there's no, it's kind of weird because they don't expect you to work late, but if the work is due tomorrow, then you have to work late, which is kind of annoying.
But it's one of the things where like you have to, it's not like, it's not easy to fit it in with the job. Like, do I really want to like be killing myself, as we both preach, training with intensity, like killing yourself, the pre-workout wears off, going home and working, staring at the screen for like another 2 to 3 hours? Probably not. But that's also the reason why a lot of people don't, respectfully, without being sounding like a prick, don't really do what we do when they have 9 to 5 jobs, right?
It's I would say during prep, I realized it's really hard to be on prep and actually still giving full effort at work, because you might think, oh, I'm still doing everything well. And then some stuff I reviewed, like, that I did in August, I'm reviewing it now, I'm like, what the hell was this? This is like, this is completely wrong. And I think I actually don't realize like how your productivity declines, even though you're trying to tell yourself, okay, it's not going to decline, but it just does. Like, just because you're low in energy, low carbs, you're probably tired more than normal.
That's going to be my next question. What was probably, let's say, like, 2 hardest things that you experienced during prep when it comes to like, not like the stereotypical of food or low energy, but like, you know, when it comes to actually having a job? Because I'm obviously going to be in prep next year as well. And I'm sure some people here will either be, or relate to them, even if it's not prep, when you're cutting and you have a job and you're gymming, for example. What's the hardest thing you experienced?
I would say probably, I didn't experience it, but I guess a lot of people would be having other people in your team understand what you're going through. Because it's quite, I mean, I used to bring in Tupperware to eat anyway before prep. But when you start bringing Tupperware of just spinach and eggs and chicken, everyone's asking you, hey, what's going on? What are you competing for? And you have to explain every single time that, oh, hey, I'm competing, that's why I'm eating this. And then sometimes people don't understand that, hey, might do them at 3 p.m. to do cardio and log back in, and I'll still do my work done. But it's trying to get people to trust you more, because during prep, you need to take some leeway to work. You need to maybe sometimes come in a bit later than normal because you're doing cardio after your workout in the morning, and also go home a bit earlier because you have to do cardio during lunch. So I'll say that. And also the weirdest one was having people react to how your face changes.
Oh,
Because I didn't. People were telling me your face is changing, like completely changing, but I didn't see it because obviously in that moment you're just in prep. But then when I look back at my face in like August, September, there was basically no fat on my face, and people were more or less like worried that I was sick. So if I wasn't, people that didn't know I was prepping thought like I had like some illness or something.
Yeah.
And actually having people like look at your face and like you see the veins running through and they're like.
To be fair though, bodybuilding prep in another way, you're pretty much malnourished as well.
You're pretty much
you are kind of ill.
Yeah, you're kind of ill. You're just like high functioning ill.
Effectively, yeah.
It's like an ill machine.
I had a mate who's cutting. I think he went from 90 to like 79, and his co-workers asked him, obviously in a shirt, you go down a tier, right? Either way, because especially like if you're not like going to a proper tailored one, your proportion is going to be off.
Oh yeah, completely.
So when he cut from 90 to 79, these guys asked him, "Oh, are you still lifting?"
Yeah. So also that mental part, people asking you, "Hey, do you still train?" and all of that, but because I knew, not to sound arrogant, how good I look, I didn't really care about that. Because I knew without showing, a lot of people look like me, so I was quite fine with people asking me those questions. And I think a lot of times people just actually want to learn how we're actually doing it. And another whole thing was obviously you work in banking. It's like you go out for drinks, team lunches. They have to always tailor the lunch and all of that stuff to me. So we couldn't go out to like any random restaurant. You have to check if it was grilled chicken, if it was like potatoes roasted and all of that stuff.
So do you bring your own food in? So you go to a restaurant with them, but then eat before or afterwards?
So when I was probably 8 weeks, 10 weeks out, I could go to a restaurant and just get like chicken and veg. But then once it was like 4 weeks left,
you can't, right?
You can't.
See, for me, it's different. I'm probably gonna have to bring a Tupperware of food in and just eat like half an hour before and half an hour after. Because my team probably doesn't understand it, other than probably like one person, they don't understand it as much. So it's one of those things where like I don't want my hobby in a way to affect people's too much. And obviously with like it's completely fine, but their diet doesn't align with the bodybuilding diet as much. So I'm probably gonna have to like bring food in, eat a little bit before and after. And also a lot of them are veggies. So when you're on trying to get protein in, it's a bit tougher.
100%. Well, so that's the hardest part, having people around you understand what you're going through. So even for me, luckily for me actually, my girlfriend was the one that convinced me to start prep in Jan. I came back from Lagos, came from vacation. And she was watching, like I think I was watching like someone on YouTube. I think it was like, I don't know, Western Vistas. And she was like, listen, you watch these guys all the time. Why don't you just do what they're doing? And I'm like, you know what? Why not? I just looked at how my prep started. So luckily for me, the closest person to me understood what I was going through. And she was kind of very supportive, even on like competition day. She made a shirt that had my face on it, and I was like there the whole time. Went to the hotel together, like she helped me prep my food. So having that person close to you, help you during prep makes a huge difference, because you could do it by yourself 100%, but when you get to like 6 weeks out, 4 weeks out, you definitely feel a lot tired. Like even standing,
and you start doubting yourself as well.
Like even standing, walking to the station. There was a time I remember, I think I was 4 weeks out. I was walking home at 3 p.m. from the station, and I stopped. I was like, okay, I need to walk. It was that serious. Like I actually stopped halfway. Okay, I need to walk, and I just made it home. So just stuff like that. I would say everyone should try and prep, or just diet down, because that way you actually learn your body so much. You learn what foods you can tolerate, what drinks you can have. You just learn your body in a lot more detail, and I think why not do it? Like why not do it? Hire a coach, do it yourself, and just see how your body reacts to it.
Penultimate question. 3 things, I guess fairly short and succinct, but 3 things you would give as advice to lifters who are in jobs. If you want to know more, check out his channel, because he talks a lot about work and life. As obviously, and as an investment banker, you can relate to a lot of them, things that you might be going through as well. But 3 main high-level advice you would give to like people that's either finding it hard or trying to get into the gym?
Yeah.
When they have a 9 to 5 job.
I would say find a time to train
Yeah.
that works for you and keep that consistent. So don't switch around between before work, during lunch. I would also say find time to train and stick with it.
Yeah.
I also say most people that work in banking are not active.
Yep.
So you guys probably need a lot less carb than you think. So I would say actually stick to like a low to moderate carb diet. And lastly, I would say you have to train intensely. Like if you're working banking, intensity matters a lot more because you probably only train 45 minutes, 50 minutes. So you have less time to actually cause any muscle damage. I'll say train very intensely. So when I was on my placement here, I learned to train very intensely. I had 40 minutes, 3 exercises, each set to failure, and I grew.
Well, because that's the thing, right? With a job, you don't have time to do that much volume.
Yeah.
So when the volume's here, you've got to up the intensity so that it
100%,
goes back there, right?
Yeah, and you also find that when you train intensely,
Yeah.
you don't need to spend that much time in the gym. Obviously, your volume is dependent on you and how much you need. But I'd say weekdays train for 40, 50 minutes. On the weekends, we spend like 2 hours here.
And depending on sleep, you don't have as much, I guess, sleep to recover from high volume training.
Exactly.
Right.
Which is why people always ask me, how do you sleep just 5 hours, 6 hours, and you're fine? Because I do probably workout 6, 7 sets. Heavy to failure, but
You don't even have that much like CNS to go around when you're on like 6 hours sleep.
Exactly. So
But if you only train low volume but high intensity, that you can manage that.
makes a huge difference. Yeah.
Yeah. And then lastly, plans for next year.
So I'm caught in 2 minds. I want to compete. Well, I want to get shredded. Competing, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But if I do compete, probably 60% I would. I'll probably do like 3-4 shows. And I'll probably do shows that are more or less in London or around London. I don't want to travel to like Hull or Sheffield to do a show because it's long. Like, I don't drive yet. So in the train, all of that, buying a hotel is a lot of work. So I'll probably do shows that are in London. I think the PCA are doing a natural show in London, so I'll probably go for that.
PCA.
And then, I don't know, I definitely get shredded though. Definitely want to get shredded by June. And then from there, once you're like low body fat, it's a matter of like 4 weeks of dieting and I can jump to a show straight away. But yeah, for my plans.
Very nice. Hopefully, I don't have to step on the same stage as Emeka here.
He'll do fine.
But yeah, we'll see about that. But yeah, it's one of the things where it's always nice to meet people where you can relate to. So I guess you would probably echo this in the same way where bodybuilding is already niche enough in itself. To add like a 9 to 5 job on top of it, where it's people bodybuilding and not just going to the gym. It's not a lot of us out there.
Not a lot. I can probably tell you where I work. Probably.
Yeah.
I just know me. I don't say.
And the only thing, I think the biggest thing is that a lot of people, not even necessarily bodybuilding, just gymming consistently, have a decent physique.
Yeah.
A lot of them have that before the job.
Yeah.
But the challenge is like, I'd say like a lot of them just fall out of it. And then once you fall out of it, it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
So then there's a lot fewer of you left.
Yeah.
So it's always nice to meet people where like, you can keep it up, you're maintaining it, and you're doing everything you can to get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably gonna get some food now.
I'm hungry.
And yeah, I'll pop Emeka's channel, his Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok in the description below. Please go check him out. He gives really good advice on like work-life balance, training advice, tips as well. And yeah, if you ever have any questions and stuff, either you can easily DM me or DM Emeka as well. So yeah, I will see you all in a bit.